I feel like that tune really kind of solidified both of us in the industry. Just makes you realise how far you've come. The people they collaborate with, and it's just superstars.
Yeah,
so I was thinking, what? Little Nathan from Burton? I was working on Way Too Long, and I was just thinking, like, AnneMarie's voice would sound like so sweet on this. But AnneMarie had never tried Strongbow.
Wow. Hi guys, welcome back to episode 22 of the In Brother Words podcast. Today we've got our first ever returning guest on the podcast. It's part 2 with local legend, Nathan Dawe.
Legend? I'll take that. No, you're right, boys. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Very good, thank you, mate.
Good.
So, last time you were with us, it was the week that Lighter came out.
Yeah, it was. It seems like a lifetime ago, doesn't it?
It does seem ages ago.
Yeah, so that song then obviously did really well, got to number 3 in the charts.
Yeah.
And sort of the breaking news, if you like, is that it's been nominated for a BRIT Award.
Yes.
So congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
What was that like, finding out that news?
I don't know really. Like, people keep asking, what was it like? Did you think it was going to happen? But I didn't think it was going to happen. Like, first and foremost, but not because I didn't believe in myself. I just didn't ever think. I could never really visualize myself at the Brits because I think it's a bit of small town mentality.
Yeah.
Like, coming from Burton, I've just always watched the Brits at home. Never really seen anyone from this area there.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I don't know, my brain was just, it just doesn't think like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then, obviously, working in music, the Brits is like the pinnacle.
Mm-hmm.
So you obviously, like subconsciously, you're dreaming about being at the Brits. But I don't know, I just couldn't visualise myself there, basically.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
And then, when I got the phone call, like, it was just completely out of the blue. And I just couldn't, that was a lot of swearing. But I just couldn't believe it. I was just like, I can't believe, like I say, it was a blur. It was a bit of a blur. Like, when I got told.
From then, it was a phone call like from your label.
Like, my manager.
Yeah, okay.
So he told me, and like, it was just it's not really sunk in yet. As you can probably tell, because I'm struggling to get words out. It's just weird. But yeah, obviously it was just amazing, and kind of just makes you realise how far you've come.
Yeah.
And you know, it's just going to be an unreal night, and I can't wait.
There's going to be some fans there, isn't there? I think as well.
Yeah, 4,000 are allowed. Like, there's going to be key workers and stuff.
Oh, brilliant.
No masks, no social distancing.
Yeah.
So it's going to be amazing. But like I say, I don't know what to expect. I don't know what it's going to be like, but it's just going to be an amazing night. So I can't wait.
And in terms of the song itself, then obviously it did really well. Got to number 3. Were you happy with how it went and
the
feedback you got from
obviously it was a crazy time, kind of, because Flowers had just broken through, but it took like 25 weeks or something stupid to actually break through to the charts.
Yeah.
And obviously I was then this new emerging artist on the scene, and you have the pressure to follow up, you know, like when you've had a hit. So we went with Lighter, and obviously at the time KSI was a bit of a ballsy move to make, because he'd not released any commercial music at that point. When we actually had the deal made with him, he hadn't even released that Houdini record, which was like his first kind of commercial tune. So, you know, not everyone believed in it. You know, a lot of people were like, KSI, like, kind of, you sure? And I was like, yeah, I think I am sure. So it was kind of just nice for me to see it pay off, like see the move pay off.
Yeah.
And I think it surprised the industry a lot. It also showed them that he's actually a serious guy in music, and he's not just a laughing stock of like the YouTube world. And I think it's just done amazing things for him and me, and it was just nice to kind of share that journey together.
Yeah.
And then, you know, when I rang him to tell him about the Brits, he just couldn't believe it, and he was just so gassed, and it was just nice, because I think obviously he's doing mad superstar things, and like, I'm doing my thing a little bit, but like, I feel like that tune really kind of solidified both of us in the industry. So it's just been an amazing whirlwind, and even now and again when it comes on in the car, I think this is actually a banger. This is. I think like, it's all right. This is.
You still keep in touch now?
Yeah. We speak most weeks. Like, he's such a nice guy, and whenever I've needed something from him, like a video message for a friend's kid or whatever, he just straight away is on it. And he is one of the nicest guys, genuinely, that I've met.
Amazing. So then, obviously, your next hit came along with Little Mix as well.
Yes.
So going from KSI, who was up and coming, establishing himself, as a legit musician, to go to like a massive big hitter like Little Mix. How did that come about? Because that seemed like a massive step up as well.
Once again, that was just crazy. So we kind of know each other, a few mutual friends, like in the industry. And we said, look, let's just do a session one day. And there was no like end goal to definitely do a song together. It was just a session, and sessions happen all the time. And sometimes nothing comes of it, sometimes it does. And we went to the studio. It's me, Jade, AnneMarie as well, come down because he's a sick writer. And we sat down and we just started messing around, just vibes in, got some food in, just drinking, chilling. And then started the idea of No Time for Tears. It just sounded really good. And then after the session, I wasn't like wowed by it, but I just thought that was pretty decent day's work. But in the day after, when like you come back to it on fresh ears, we thought like this actually has like loads of potential, and then sent it around to our teams, and Little Mix's team and my team were just like, this sounds really good, we need to try and make something work. But obviously the problem was timing, because it was towards the end of the year, and usually you'd bring out a tune like that now, like spring, summer, but we didn't really have the choice. So Little Mix were kind of like, look, we love it and we are prepared to bring it out, which obviously I'm already thinking like, what's even going on? Like, because you see like the people they collaborate with and it's just superstars. So I was thinking, what, Little Nathan from Burton? Like, so they said, look, we can do it, and the only kind of sticky thing is we can only bring it out in this window. We were like, don't really want to be releasing like a summer record in like October, November, but how can you turn down a song with the biggest girl band in the world? So we're like, look, do you know what? People need happiness right now. People need good music. Like the song title No Time for Tears was just relevant because I think everyone was feeling it like a bit down in the feels. And look, it couldn't have gone any better. It's just, obviously there's a lot of Christmas songs in the way. So as for like chart positioning, it was a bit annoying. We didn't get it straight away, but it was just nice that after Christmas, people still wanted to listen to it. And obviously we got in the top 20, and it was just like unreal to see your name alongside Little Mix in the charts, and like to go from like KSI to Little Mix, it was just mental. Like crazy, it was crazy, but no, it was amazing, like amazing journey.
Yeah, well, you mentioned about getting some food in, and I think you put it on Twitter, a story about you paying for Nando's, and finding out that actually you could have got it for free. Do you want to tell that story?
No, I was just like, look, who wants food? And I just, as always, was like, no, I'll pay. I was like, you sure? I was like, yeah. Like, what do you want? Gave everyone my phone, and they were just putting their order in. And then literally the second I clicked pay, Jade was just like, oh, I've got a black card. I could have sorted that. I was thinking, like, I want to get to the level where I forget I've got a black card. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm dying for a black card.
You just met our little sister Maisie, and I mentioned that she's a big Little Mix fan. I told her that story when I read it online, and she asked us to ask you a question in the podcast, which is, what did Jade from Little Mix have from Nando's, if you can remember?
Oh, God. What a great question. I honestly do not know, because I was just passing my phone around and everyone was just adding their order, come to some ridiculous price. I was thinking, Jesus. I wouldn't know. I want to say it was just like chicken butterfly, garlic bread. I think we all just ordered loads of different things and just slobbed out. Yeah. Literally just everyone's sport.
Yeah, what's she like? Is she nice?
Yeah, really nice girl, like proper down to earth, very like welcoming straight away. And like we still talk, if things I need from her or things she needs from me, we don't hesitate to get in touch. And I think I'm going to do a session with her in a few weeks for like a band that she's working closely with, trying to develop. We're going to work on some new music for them. So just great girl.
But another song as well, which is come out recently. Another collab as well, Way Too Long, with AnneMarie and Mostak. Great tune.
Thank you very much.
And we want to talk to you about how that came about then.
So AnneMarie, she's on the same label as me. So once again, kind of know each other through other people. And we did a session last year. And once again, another like blase session, just chill, see what happens. And we actually came out with 2 really good songs, but they weren't really right for my project. So she is actually going to release them on her album, which is really cool. So there's 2 songs on her album that I've wrote with her, which is coming out whenever her album's out in a few months or whatever. So we didn't actually come out of that session with anything for me, which was frustrating, but also it happens.
Yeah.
And then a few months later, I was working on Way Too Long, and I was just thinking like, AnneMarie's voice would sound like so sweet on this. But I had already known that she doesn't sing other people's songs, as in like she only sings things that she writes. So I was thinking she's probably not going to want to do it. But I sent it through. I was like, look, I've got this tune. I think it's like a really big record, and I think you would sound sick on it. What do you think? And then didn't get a reply for a few hours. I was thinking, oh God, like she hates it. And then she eventually replied like the next morning and was like, absolutely love it. It's like, it's a smash record. Don't let anyone else hear it. I want to sing it.
Oh, wow.
And then the next day she recorded it in her living room. So the vocals are actually from her living room, like that you hear on the song now. And then, yeah, she was like, please, like, let's just make it work. And then I feel like, because it's going to be summer, I feel like I want a rapper on it and just to bring back that like Flowers JK vibe. And I'm a massive fan of Mostak, so I didn't know him. I've met him a couple of times, but only at like parties and stuff. But I've never really spoke to him. So my manager contacted his manager, and straight away he was the same. He was like, I love it, I want to jump on it. Sent his verse back, and I was like, that's just so clever.
Yeah.
And it was just easy, come together so easy. And you know, here we are now, and finally we can release it at a time that's right. And I think the thing that's quite cool with this record is obviously it's very early days, and these kind of dance records can take a few months to really get going, but we're looking at the statistics like every day, and it's like growing so gradually, like every day, as if like it's growing at the same speed as lockdowns being eased.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
And I think that's really going to like correlate with the way of the world, because everyone just feels the same way. It's been way too long. And I think as things get eased more, it's going to become more of a post-lockdown anthem.
Yeah,
so
you can see that being the backing track to all the kind of like...
literally.
People back out in nights.
We're doing like an acoustic version, and we've got a choir to like sing it, and it just gives you goosebumps when I've heard it, and I'm thinking I can just see it on like adverts and stuff. It's just so fitting with what everyone's feeling right now. It's cool.
Well, you touched on stats there. I just wanted to address something. So how many months ago was it? 7 months?
8 months.
8 months
last
since
time.
we last did it. Like you said, that seems ages ago.
Yeah.
And I told you that you were having 2.5 million monthly listeners on Spotify. Do you know how many you're on now?
I mean, it varies around releases, because obviously, is it like 5-6 mil?
Yeah, 5.6 million this morning. Now, that is like a massive increase. And you've not done a single gig in that time.
Yes.
Yeah.
So these collabs are obviously working amazing, aren't they? What do you kind of see being your next collaboration? Do you have anything in mind?
I don't know. I think, obviously, I get asked this all the time, and I think people are so interested because every collaboration has been with big artists, which for a new artist like myself, that is like really rare. So I think everyone's a bit interested, thinking, how's this guy pulling these people out?
Yeah.
And we're not actually trying to. That's the weird thing.
No.
It's just happening naturally. And timing is just like coming together and working. But it's not a case of us sitting there now thinking like, right, who do we want to work with next? Because you can't work like that, because it just won't work. Music is what does the talking. So all we're doing is go in studio and trying to make the right tune. And I think when you get the right tune, then an artist can follow. But I'm not trying to think, right, we've done, JK, KSI, AnneMarie, Little Mix. Who can be like better? Because I want each song to get better. And like, that's not saying like right now I believe like Way Too Long is my best song. But that's not disrespecting Little Mix or KSI or JK.
Yeah,
that's just saying like, I feel like for the time right now, that's my strongest song.
Yeah.
So all we concentrate on is the strongest song, not the strongest feature.
Yeah, that's true, because I assume the size of the artist doesn't determine like how good the song is.
No, it can obviously help. Like obviously having someone like KSI, you can just say, download the song, and thousands will do it.
Yeah.
It obviously helps, but if the song's not good, it's not then going to carry itself to the commercial like market, which is why Lighter I think surprised so many people. And KSI will tell you, and like he used to say to me, and I used to think the same. When I'd see tweets that used to say like, "Yo, like, has anyone heard that new KSI tune? Like, it actually is all right." He was like, "That just means so much," because they don't expect me to come with tunes like that. And for me, it's kind of the same. It doesn't matter if you have a big feature. When it gets played on radio and like just your normal listener is hearing it, if they don't like it, it's never going to grow and become like a big record. And it's happening with Way Too Long now. It's every time it's played on radio, you see an increase of streams, an increase of iTunes sales, which tells you it's a good song.
Yeah.
You know, and if it starts going down, you're thinking, crap, like we need to go to the drawing board.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, so far it's not happened.
Get Ollie Ball back again.
Yeah, so
Might need him.
let's talk about that then. So the promo, when you bring out a new song, particularly with this one, there seems to be like a week or two period where you're literally doing like something every day and it's a different thing. Is that like do you sit down with your manager and stuff and you plan that out, or how does that work?
It's all different. Like the label come up with loads of great ideas.
Mm-hmm.
My manager does, I do, and I think I've had to be even more like innovative. Innovative, is that a word?
Innovative.
During lockdown, because I usually promote my songs during live performances. So usually I'll say, right, everyone, I've got a brand new tune out right now. Like, get your phones out, record this, put it on your stories. And you've got thousands of people straight away promoting your record. But obviously we can't do that during lockdown. So it's constantly trying to think of new ways to promote. A lot of it's TikTok, you know, that's kind of blown up. Social media stunts, and like going back to the Ollie Ball thing, is like, I'm not massive on TikTok, but I kept seeing him pop up.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I'm just going to reach out and see what happens. So I just literally messaged Jacob, and it just goes, yo, like, can we link up for a video for my new song? And like, look, thankfully he was a fan, so he was like, would love to, rah rah rah.
Yeah.
Got my manager to speak to their parents and organise it all. Went down, did it, rah rah rah. And the mad thing was, like, the label had obviously spent so much money on promotion for the weekend, billboards, radio adverts, everything, and nothing got half the engagement. That video from two 15-year-olds from Bolton.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, I think in the first like hour, he got like 1.5 million views, and the label were just like, "What? Like,
what were they like when you met them, Ollie?
oh yeah, sound
just
good,
like
good
nice
lads, yeah."
yeah.
We're actually in like a little group chat, so now and
Yeah.
again they'll just put in some banter and stuff, and I'm like, "You guys are so funny,"
Yeah.
but they are good lads, and like just the same as they are on their TikTok. But it's just mad how, you know, you would think, you know, oh, we're spending all these thousands of pounds on radio adverts or billboards,
Yeah.
and you know the power of some like school kids
Social media trend like
can
that.
just blow that all out the water, and that's like the way of the world right now. So you just got to stay on top of it.
Yeah. Imagine what it's like to be them two at school now. Like at their school. It must be
Well, yeah,
mad.
they were saying like, I said like, surely you're like the guys in school,
Yeah.
and he was like, well, we are, but you know, apparently they do get a bit of hate at the school. But you know, it's all part and parcel of,
Of
I think,
course,
being
yeah.
popular at school. But they said like it's obviously fun, but the teachers support them, and apparently they have to have a teacher watching them do the TikToks at school, like to supervise them doing it.
Yeah.
Apparently, but you'd have to get them on the
Oh,
podcast.
I'd love that. Yeah. Just one last thing on the music stuff then before we move on. The video for Way Too Long, so brilliant. And you're obviously a YouTuber now. And you put a behind the scenes video up on YouTube, which I loved. So go and check that out. And also, I loved how you were like drinking a can of Strongbow in between the scenes.
Yeah. Well, AnneMarie had never tried Strongbow,
Wow.
so I was knocking around with the Strongbow, and she was like, "What are you drinking?" I was, Strongbow. She goes, "What?" I go, "Strongbow." She goes, "Gonna try it?" I was like, "Well, I've got another can in the dressing room if you want to try." She was like, "Go on then." So I got her another can, and she was sipping Strongbow. Yeah.
Amazing.
She seems like really down to earth.
Oh yeah, honestly, best girl ever.
Yeah.
Like, just normal.
Amazing.
Nice. Cool. So, in these last 8 months, have you felt a change in, because it's obvious that you've definitely become bigger, not just on Spotify views,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
in general. Can you feel the difference in like your lifestyle, the busyness of it?
I'm definitely a lot busier. I don't know. I mean, things just happen. Like, I've got a stylist now. And
Yeah.
What's that like?
I've got a makeup artist,
Yeah.
and all these people that I'm just like, so who are you then? I'm your makeup artist. I'm like, all right, okay. Like, and things just naturally fall into place, I think, when you get to them levels.
Yeah.
And like the label just are very supportive and just kind of sort you a team out. So all that's a bit overwhelming at the start. I was a bit like, okay, no worries. Like when you're doing like TV performances and stuff. But I don't know. I suppose because I've not really been out in public properly, I've not really noticed a massive change. But whenever I have been out, I suppose you just get recognised a lot more. And like, obviously I've just moved into a house and I've just got a lot of people waiting outside my house sometimes,
Oh,
like when
really?
I'm putting the bins out and stuff. They're very polite
Okay.
and like they're very nice. They're not disrespectful or anything like on my property. But
Yeah.
I think it's just being mindful of that. Like I turned up the other day, like back at my house. I was driving down the road and there was just like 6 kids just like on their bikes, just sitting outside my house. And I was
Really?
just like, "You all right?" They're like, "Yeah." Just wanted to get a glimpse of you and that. But I didn't see your car out, so we thought, wait till you get
Oh,
back.
wow.
I was like, yes, no
Oh,
worries.
that's nice.
So I think things like that are very odd for me to get my head round.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I won't know properly until it's back to normal, like
Yeah, that's true.
big time.
Yeah.
But obviously, I can naturally assume it's going to be a bit more mental.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, everyone in Burton's just very proud of things. So it's more like, look, if I was a kid, like back in the day, and I knew like my favourite musician or footballer was living around the corner from me, I'd be the first one to go to my mate.
course,
She was just
yeah.
going like, look at his ass.
Yeah.
So I get it.
You
But,
sit outside Grealish's house now, don't you? Wait
Well,
for
no.
the bins
do,
out.
do you know who I do sit outside? I used to sit outside Darren Stride's house. I did
Amazing.
back in the
Love
day. Yeah, we all used to just literally like the kids do him to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait outside his house, and when he'll come back from training, and that, I'll
Brilliant.
be like, "Hey."
Striding.
We used to idolise him as kids, and then a few years later in sixth form, he was there building the conversion.
Yeah,
in
because
the
he was doing it,
Ferris.
wasn't he? Yeah. So we actually mentioned on the last podcast, so go and check out part 1, that you were most likely to be famous when you were at school. So you are famous now, and you did mention that one of the good things about being famous is free stuff. You had a headset for Xbox last time we spoke to you. Any more free stuff in the last 8 months that you've got?
Oh God.
Clothes or
Yeah, I mean, I get a lot of clothes, so like I kind of dish them out to my friends and family because
nice.
not everything fits me.
Yeah.
Like I don't really wear caps or hats, so they're always being like dished around.
Got any massive ones for him?
No. But oh God, it's a good question. I don't know. Look, naturally you get a lot of gifted things. I don't think I've had anything like massive. Obviously, I've got sent like the Call of Duty game
Yeah.
and a lot of the gaming stuff like accessories and COD points and FIFA and all that stuff, which is obviously it saves a lot of money. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because it does kind of add up. But no, like just clothes, just loads of clothes.
When things reopen back to normal again, you'll be getting loads of free
Oh,
shit,
also
I reckon.
people are invited
Yeah.
to different
Yeah.
places and stuff.
you do, like I say, do you know what? A lot of the things get offered to you first, and if I genuinely don't think I'll make use of it, rather than just saying yeah, I'll just say no because
Your house
it
just gets cluttered. with
gets
crap.
cluttered. It's just a waste, and other people would probably like prefer it more than me. So
I'm just imagining all your family around the Christmas table all wearing like all the Adidas stuff that you pick up.
all
in
the
year.
same clothes.
Yeah, amazing. So one thing we were going to ask you was, now you are like a celebrity and stuff. There's
Not a
probably-
celebrity,
Well,
surely.
you
no.
are. Sadly, you are.
You've got to accept it at some point, Nathan.
Things that are going to probably come at some point, or maybe further down the line, is you might get invited to go on some celebrity reality TV program.
Okay.
So you're wondering which ones would you do and which ones wouldn't you do. So I'm talking like Strictly, Master Chef, maybe. I'm a Celeb. Would you do that?
No, I mean probably later on in my career.
Yeah.
That's
Oh no,
what
we
I
mean
said,
later
yeah.
on.
We
in
mean
your
If
career.
if I needed to, but like
Yeah.
I would do things now like the Great British Bake Off.
Yeah. KSI did that.
Yeah, like just like I would do like charity things like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, like
Yeah.
specials and stuff.
I'd love to see you on that.
Yeah,
That'd
I'll
be
do
great.
things like that, but nothing like I'm a celeb or Big Brother just yet.
Yeah.
Surely I'm not at that level just
No,
yet.
no. Can I just clarify? That's not what I meant.
No, I know, but I think as much as I'd probably like to experience what it's like, I think I need to be doing a bit more music
Yeah.
first.
Do you fancy
But,
yourself on the Bake Off then? If you went on the charity one, say the Channel
I
4
wouldn't
one?
fancy myself to cook. I can't cook at all.
Yeah.
Sticking with just the profile thing at the moment, how often do you like Twitter search yourself?
Every day.
And is that, do you feel that's healthy?
Do you know
is
what it
it
is?
like an addictive thing?
I think it stems from like when I first started breaking through in like 2015, and obviously you've gone from just being known locally to starting to be known across the country. So it's just anyone that says they don't is a liar, because it's just a natural human reaction to think what are people talking about me. So you would search your name, and obviously there'll be tons of nice things, and then I think I touched on it on the last episode, there'll be like some nasty things sometimes, and obviously they stick with you and it kind of gets to you at the time. So I think naturally my mind's like programmed to just have a check. Do you know what I mean? But like it used to be bad. I used to search every like 20 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
just like part of my daily routine at every 20 minutes. But I'm not. My manager's actually quite bad for it. My manager searches my name like I used to every 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Search. So he sends me anything that I might want to look at. But I mean, I've not searched my name today yet, which I'm getting better.
Yeah.
But no, when it comes to recent times, I'll probably just check it once a day just to see if anyone's saying anything. It's usually just to see if anyone's saying anything quite funny, so I can just send it to my group chat or even respond to it.
Yeah.
But no, like tweets and that don't get to me anymore. But back in the day, I was very like cautious and just wanted to constantly look at it. But
It's easy to see how people can fall into that hole, isn't it?
you would though, like I say, I think anyone that I know that is in the same kind of line as me will always say, yeah, you're gonna have a check, aren't you? Because you're gonna, if people were talking about your podcast, you'd want to look at it. So like
Yeah, I suppose I've never really thought about it, but yeah, it does make sense that like.
I think every celebrity must.
Yeah, I suppose you just would.
But I suppose it's what stage you're at, because
Yeah, I doubt
if I'd done
Sheeran.
something like, if I'd done something like bad or there was like rumours about me that weren't true,
being cancelled in some way.
yeah, and then like you were seeing nasty things, maybe from a mental health point of view, you would be like, right, I'm going to delete the app and just not look at it. Because there have been times where like tweets of me have gone viral years ago, and it was just like an onslaught of hate for about a week.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, well, I'm just not going to go on Twitter this week, and I'll just delete the app and then get it again and just not look at it and go again. So it depends. Everyone's like preference is going to be different.
Yeah.
But for me right now, thankfully, I get a lot of love, so I don't get a lot of hate anymore.
Yeah.
So I just look at the nice stuff and get on with my day.
It's still able to like manage your own social media and stuff at the minute, isn't it? Because I imagine a lot of like even footballers and stuff, they probably don't even do it themselves, do they?
Well, no, I mean, obviously, like my label and that's all got my logins and stuff, but
Yeah.
like, obviously, you can still go on your own stuff and search, so just still do that.
Yeah. So I think the answer to this might be your house, which you just mentioned, but have you like treated yourself to anything? Because you've obviously been working crazy hard in the last year, and sort of like say you've been doing really well. And obviously you mentioned last time that you were still living at home and stuff, and I just wondered if you'd like treated yourself to anything.
I just got a new car and a new house.
Okay, yeah.
Because like, I'd always stayed at home, but I just wanted to save so I could afford like a house that I really, really wanted. I didn't want to kind of move into something I could just about afford and then like move up.
Yeah.
I'm lazy, so I want to just get in somewhere and stay there.
Yeah.
So I just stayed at home, but it didn't bother me because I was always out. And it wasn't until like the pandemic where I was like, God, like I need my own kind of space.
Yeah,
so that's when I thought, right, what have I got? What can we do? And I managed to find a nice house and get that. And yeah, I thought I wanted to just upgrade my car. Like I say, I'm just very good at saving money, so I don't kind of splash it and waste it. And I thought, my mates always say like, you never really treat yourself. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I was like, do you know what? I'm gonna go for it. So managed to get my little house, my little car, and I'm just like, I'm enjoying it.
Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah.
Nice. Now the last few little bits we want to address are a bit more diverse, aren't they? A bit more
just some
random
other
questions,
stuff.
just to finish off. So first of all, we did something with a previous guest about like creating a Mount Rushmore. So like 4 iconic people to you in your mind. So music, in your opinion, we didn't want to just say specifically DJs.
Yeah.
To you, who are the 4 most influential people within the music industry, past or present?
I'd say Calvin Harris.
Yeah. Knew he'd be up there.
I would say like, good question. I would say maybe someone like a Tim Westwood for his like longevity. He's
Nice.
been in the game for so long.
Yeah.
I would say Drake, just
Yeah.
because I think like he just exceeds everyone's expectations. And then maybe someone like a Jay-Z, because I think he's just got his fingers in a lot of pies and
Yeah.
he's pretty thought through. Yeah.
I'm impressed how you reeled that off. To be
Yeah,
fair. It
amazing.
took me
That
a
was a great
while.
answer.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about football. We touched on Villa last time you were on. Thoughts on Villa's season so far?
I think obviously overall it's been brilliant. I'm just glad we're not fighting relegation like we usually are. It's obviously a bit bittersweet because I think we were obviously on course for Europe and stuff, but you know, without Jack, we're kind of a poor man's Derby County. Without Jack, so like, I think it's a bit frustrating that we couldn't really kick on, but to be mid-table and actually be safe at this point of the season, that we can't go down anymore. then it's a massive improvement on last season staying up by a point on the final game. So
Yeah,
I'm
and
happy.
You forget that now, don't you? That even
yeah,
happened.
and obviously brought Watkins in over the summer.
Yeah, he
Who's
smashed it.
been
Like
great.
he's been really good. Like doesn't just score goals. He's actually like just creative, creates space, gives options to the other players, brings in the midfield. So I'm loving what he's doing this season.
Scored on his England debut.
Yes,
as well,
nice.
which we'll get to now because we'd like you to pick your England starting 11 for the Euros.
Oh God,
straight off
the bat like that.
Yeah. So what formation are you going for a start? Have a word with Southgate. What's-
I'm not sure on formations. I'm just gonna like dish out players.
Yeah, go on then.
And we can make
we'll
it
see
fit.
where they fit.
I'll probably go for Henderson.
Yeah.
I'd probably go. To be fair, there's a lot of Villa players that I would personally put in there.
Yeah.
But let's be realistic. I would actually go for like Wan-Bissaka, right back. Centre backs, I would go for Ezri Konsa from Villa,
Yeah.
Yeah, not biased at all.
and probably go for that geezer from Wolves.
Oh, Cody.
The Cody.
Connor Cody. Yeah.
Left back, I'd go Luke Shaw, and then across the midfield, I would go. Who would I go? I'd have
Declan Rice.
Yeah, Declan Rice, and then I'd obviously have Jack in the midfield. I would have Foden,
Yeah.
and who would I have? I'd probably have Sterling, and then I'd play Kane and like Sancho up front.
Sancho. Okay, nice.
Strong.
Very
They
strong
can
team.
kind of move around.
Yeah.
There's a lot of attacking players there.
Yeah, it's basically Rice and then like 5 up front. doing
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
But certainly Jack Grealish in there. Jack Grealish must start. Southgate,
Fingers
you heard it here
crossed.
first.
Right, we had an episode, Nathan, where we put things in room 101, so things we hated. So I'll give you an example. We put in there Mrs. Brown's Boys,
Okay.
soda water,
Yeah, sparkling water.
sparkling water,
Right.
flip-flops and jeans. I just want you to pick one thing you want to put in room 101. We're going to ask every single guest,
Okay.
and we're going to have a combined room 101.
Oh God, let me have a think. Room 101. So things that you just absolutely.
Yeah, just
That you want to
despise.
banish like from the world, basically.
Yeah,
So like, I wanted to put magic in there.
he doesn't like magic.
Well, mine's a bit. But I'm going to say masks
All right.
because
Yeah.
I just don't. You know what I mean?
Like
Do you
the
know what
face
was
mask.
annoying the other day? We had to. I won't name drop them because they might get a bit upset. But I had to do an event at a certain place, and
Drop the name.
no, I can't. But we had
Danny
to.
Dyer, drop it.
I had to do a COVID test on the Monday,
Yeah.
and then I had to have one on the day of the event, which was the Wednesday in the morning, and then one of them quick ones right before we went on. So that's 3 tests in 3 days, and I was still made to wear a mask when I was walking from the car to the stage. And I'm thinking, you gave me 3 tests, 2 of which were today, one of which was 1 second ago.
Yeah.
And I've still got to wear a mask. I'm
It's
just
a
thinking,
joke,
you're just
isn't
stupid. Like, there's no logic in that. So for that reason, I'm going to send masks to 101
Nice.
when they're not needed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everyone will
yeah,
be.
if you look at like, it's the same with football, isn't it? They're all in their own bubbles. They're all tested twice a week anyway. But then when you're not on the pitch, you have to wear a mask.
Yeah.
When you're on the pitch, you can tackle someone and all sorts. can't
It's
you?
ridiculous,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I think everybody would agree with you on that one.
Now, not to cause any beef amongst Burton lads, but Fraser had something to say about your meal deal choice from the last podcast. So you said cheese sandwich, quavers, and a Ribena, which to me ain't that bad. Fraser said, and I quote, "That's classic Nathan to a T." What do you think about that?
It is true, yeah. Just know me well. I mean, my meal's kind of slightly upgraded now.
I was going to ask you about your diet because
Okay.
you said your diet was
My
bad
diet was
last
awful,
time.
and it was getting to the point where I couldn't even walk up the stairs without being out of breath. So I thought I need to sort something out. So I've actually started this Hello Fresh thing,
Oh yeah.
which has been going all right actually. Like cooking, it's been quite nice. So I am starting to have healthier meals.
You've leveled it up.
Yeah. So I don't know how long it will last, but I am enjoying
Yeah,
it.
well, we thought we'd let you know what Fraser's meal deal was,
Go on.
so you can have your own opinion. So he went for a BLT sandwich, the McCoys that are the Thai sweet chili ones, and then an orange juice. And he did say get it from the Shell garage at the top of Cali Road.
Yeah, that is classic Fraz. Because bougie, like don't care about the price, go
Yeah.
straight to the petrol station where it's inflated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
straight to the
And,
posh crisps.
What crisps were they?
Thai sweet chili McCoys.
Unbelievable. It's just boxers foods, boxers money.
Yeah. So as I said earlier, you're a YouTuber now. And you had your own series on YouTube, the On Road series. That looked really fun.
It was
to
fun,
do.
yeah.
So where did the idea for that come from? And
James Corden.
yeah,
The label wanted me to just do something a bit more visual and to get my personality out more. And I was just like, let's just do the on-road thing.
Yeah.
So we got a few episodes on Dry Belt. We haven't done many for a while. It's just been tricky with COVID. So we've got a lot more like planned to do and record, and a lot more artists to pick up. So it's a bit of fun. A bit of a pain in the arse having to set up the car.
I'm gonna say, how difficult is it to actually film it, like the admin of
It's
it?
not too difficult. Obviously, like my tech guy Phil, he like sets up the car, and then I just got to click record and do it, and then he edits it all and whatever. And it is fun, but like it can be a bit tedious at times. And like, God, like it's a long day, and just for like a 20-minute episode or whatever. But
how long do you film for an episode?
It like probably a couple of hours.
Yeah.
But obviously, a lot of people live in London. So it's like 3 hours to London, drive around London traffic for 2 hours, drive back 3 hours.
Yeah.
So it's a good 8 hours for like a 12-minute episode or something.
Yeah.
So like, we like to try and get 2 or 3 done in a day if we go down to London. So it's hard to align everyone's diaries together, but no, it's good, man.
It's good fun though, isn't it? And they're good fun to watch as well, so go and check them out.
So we opened up questions to our subscribers. We got a lot in, but we've narrowed it down just to 2 short ones, just wary of time. So the first one was from Rosie Bailey. She asked, can you see yourself moving away from Burton as your profile continues to grow?
I don't know. I think my friends and family have always assumed one day I'd like jet off to like London or
LA.
Manchester or whatever. Well, yeah. But like, I don't know. Obviously, I've just bought this house, so I do plan on staying in Burton for like a long time, and I'm having a studio built there at the minute.
Oh wow!
But naturally, I have to be in London a lot. Like I've got to go to London tomorrow, but we're not that far from London, so like I can jump on the train and be there. I could probably be inside the studio in London within 2 hours from leaving my front door, which isn't too bad. And like, house prices are obviously so much better up here, and I just don't think I would want to leave my friends and family to go and live like in probably a much smaller house for a much bigger price in the hustle and bustle of London. I love nothing better than just coming back from London or coming back from like a show and just going to the local pub with my mate and just being at home and having like fields and farms around us like we do in Burton in some areas. So like until like I probably really, really have to, I'm going to rule it out. But maybe one day I might have. It might be more. I might be wasting my time constantly travelling if I'm there like every single day. But I don't want to have to move from Burton.
Yeah. You never feel as comfortable, do you, as you do when you're just in your hometown, like surrounded by your friends.
I do love being like in London, and I do love living like the city life. But nothing beats being with like just your mates and your family and stuff.
At the Springy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You could end up having like a base there and a base here, couldn't you? Maybe.
And maybe go back and forth.
Yeah.
Need a bit more money first, but if I get enough, we'll do it.
And the other question was from Cody Matthews. And he asked, if you could DJ in one destination in one country for one night only in the whole of the world, where would you go?
Oh God. I'm going to say Australia, just because I haven't done it yet. Like when I've done like Dubai and like Ibiza, these were all like amazing places, and like I'd love to do like a mad gig in Dubai, but because I've already done a show there, I'm going to say Australia. So I'm yet to get a booking in Australia. So when that comes, I think that'd be pretty sick to do like Melbourne or something like that. Would be incredible. So hopefully one day.
Yeah. So we mentioned that you haven't really done any like gigs recently and stuff. I was thinking that your last big gig was that one of the ones you'd done in Birmingham, probably.
Probably like the last big one, would have been 2019 December.
So isn't it a case of like the next time you do a gig, you're going to be like significantly bigger than you were then?
Yes.
Like, is that going to be weird, do you think? Like,
I think it's going to be odd. I mean, we've obviously announced my UK tour, which is the end of the year, November and December, like across the UK and Ireland. And before we announced it, I was thinking like, no one's going to want to see me in like Dublin or Glasgow and that. Manager was like, trust me, they will. And then seeing like the tickets now, like going, I'm thinking, what? Like, and it's going to be weird to be able to. Usually, I'm used to Birmingham, and like I know I'm known throughout the country, but I feel like my main fan base was Birmingham.
Yeah.
But now seeing like the actual facts and figures and saying like, well, you've actually got like 1,000 people that have bought tickets in Glasgow to see you, is weird, because I'm going to turn up to a bunch of Scottish people
Yeah.
that all know who I am,
Yeah.
and like
That's
they
amazing.
probably didn't this time last year. So I think it's going to be mad. It's going to be different, and I think my performance is going to be a lot different, because it's going to be more like live performance led rather than just me being more of a DJ. It's going to have to be bringing out dancers, my features, and performing the tunes that everyone has come to love.
Have you
during
been thinking
lockdown.
about that? Though? You've been planning what the shows will be like.
Yeah, I haven't really been planning, but I've definitely been thinking about it. And I think when we get the green light properly and we know what's going on, then there'll be like a lot of rehearsals and like meetings as to which way we're going to take it. Because I want to keep things fresh and fun and different, and not just the same as every other DJ.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely going to be different but exciting.
It must be so exciting to be sitting on all of that. Like
Yeah.
we're desperate just to go to the pub, and like you've got
yeah.
all this to look forward to. That's
Yeah,
what it is.
I bet it's a very unique feeling, isn't it, performing in front of like thousands of people?
Yeah, it's just like I've never had a song that has been well known that I've been able to DJ yet. So like when Flowers was just getting big, I was on the Jax Jones tour, and people started to know the words, and I was thinking like, this is sick. Like people are actually singing back JK's verse to me.
Yeah.
And at the time when I first was playing it, no one knew it. So I got a really nice feeling. But now, you know, to be able to go and play like Lighter and No Time for Tears and Way Too Long, and hear everyone just screaming the words back to me that we've been there writing in the studio, is just going to be like a mad feeling.
You have like all bangers, aren't you? It's gonna
Yeah,
be,
it's just going to be like mega hits, just going like,
especially like
Yeah.
festivals and stuff.
Yeah,
It's
that's
gonna be
amazing. That
it's
isn't
going to
it?
be insane. Yeah.
Do you have any requests, like for like you have to do your rider or your green room or whatever, and you have to say like this, I want these, I want only blue Smarties or whatever. Do you have any like things like that you would definitely be asking for? Strongbow.
Well, obviously I've got like an old rider, which is like pre-lockdown. I can probably upgrade it a bit now.
What was on it? What was on the old one?
Really want to know?
Yeah.
Cheese strings,
Yeah.
J. Lee Dunkers,
Fraser rolling his eyes at this.
literally fuming. Cheese strings, Dairy Dunkers, Baby Bells, like J2Os, chewing gum, crisps, satay sticks,
Oh, nice.
and then we say like a selection of confectionery, so whatever sweets they want,
Yeah.
and then just like a few bottles of Ciroc and some champagne.
Nice.
But I'm trying to be healthy now.
So you're gonna drop out the baby bells?
I'm going to drop out all the cheese stuff
Yeah.
and probably go for more like healthy options.
Yeah.
It's weird though, because when I'm working with like these stars, they've all got mad, weird things on the riders.
Can you give us some examples?
Yeah. This isn't a weird one, I suppose, but I don't know if I'm getting this completely correct, but AnneMarie has to have a scented candle
Okay.
and puzzle. I don't know if you wanted to say that, but it's out
Yeah.
there now to the world. Because she likes to be like left alone to just complete a puzzle and have like a homely scented candle,
Yeah, that's nice.
which I can kind of understand. I feel like it might be Jaguar Skills, but I might have this completely wrong.
Okay.
I think it is Jag. He has to have a massive Lego set.
That's class, isn't it?
I'm trying
awesome.
to think of some other. There's loads of funny ones, but yeah, I'm trying to think of my weird,
Yeah, you've
cool
gotta have
thing
your
that
own
I can
thing.
have.
Yeah, because as you're pushing it now, you can afford to be a
But
bit
I haven't
cheeky.
got any. I was talking to my tour manager the other day, trying to decide what can we put on it, because it's at the time now we're getting festivals and that, and they're asking for our like rider, and I'm just like, send the old one, because I haven't had time to really upgrade it. But they're like, come on, you need to put some stuff on there that's
Yeah.
a bit like more cool.
I didn't know it was such an official thing.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? I
it
thought it
sounds
was
like
something that some people did.
No, it's
I
everyone.
didn't know like they requested that.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Lego.
It's
thing. I
like it
that.
is it's like a grey area, because I think everyone has a rider, but then I think the bigger the artist is, it's just kind of like, okay, they want that, just get it them. Say if I turned up and said, right, I want a Jaguar, like to be messing around, like as in like the car, not the animal.
Yeah.
Like, I want a Jaguar outside just
Yeah.
to cruise with my mates.
Yeah.
They'll be like, well, no, you're taking the mick. If Drake asks for it, they'll be like, okay, no worries.
Yeah.
But like, I'm trying to see what level I can push it to.
Yeah. Oh no, push it as far as
But
you
no,
can.
do you know what? Like, I don't care. Like, I like being left alone before my gig. So like, I'm just in the dressing room on my own, on my phone, probably FaceTime with one of my mates,
Yeah.
just eating J. Dunkers and just chilling.
Yeah.
So like, I'm not a person that wants a lot of things or a lot of like attention before I'm on, or
Yeah.
so it'll probably be just a basic boring rider still, which promoters will love. But
Yeah.
my mates will think like, oh, stop being boring.
Yeah, no, make the most of it. Get some
Yeah,
Lego in.
definitely.
I like that.
Well, thank you so much for coming on, Nathan. We really
No problem.
appreciate it.
Thank
We know
you.
you're a busy man.
Part 3 soon, I'll get the hat trick.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
hat-trick ball.
Yeah, we got to. A lot of our subscriber base are obviously from Burton, and we had so many comments after the last one saying like how amazing it is to see someone from our town go on to do such big things.
No, thank you.
It's if we could just finish this off with a brief message from yourself to the fans that are watching at home.
Just like massive thank you for all the support. I hope I'm like flying the flag for the hometown alongside a lot of other people from the town. And yeah, just believe in yourself. I think being from this type of town probably makes you limit your dreams and makes you think things aren't possible. But hopefully I am proving like through my success that it is possible, and it doesn't matter where you're from. If you've got a dream, you need to follow it. And everyone that shows support, I do see it. I get loads of messages I can't always reply to, but I do see like mostly all the messages, so I do see it, and I'm very appreciative, and thank you so much.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nathan.
No problem.
Cheers,
Thank
mate.
you.